I was here on time.
Welcome to Nevermind the Furthermore. Wait a minute. This music isn't right. The scene isn't right. Hang on. That's more like it. And now it's time for the show for all creatives. Nevermind the Furthermore. Your source for conversation, inspiration, and fun. With your host, Nicholas Anthony Tockert. He's an artist, a writer, a swordsman, and a game designer. He knows how to use the sword and axe in historical battles without anybody getting hurt too much. He's also the Manatee Man, master of marketing. And he may even have a guest or two. One thing, though, to be certain. Just don't call him a cryptid. With that, it's about time for the show. So sit back, enjoy, and have some coffee and chat with us.
Good morning, Nevermore. I'm your host with the most, Nicholas Anthony Tockert, coming to you over the airways on WNTF. Nevermind the Furthermore. Nevermind the Furthermore is brought to you with the love and support of our good friends over at the Independent Creator Directory. That's indcd.org, your one-stop shop for the best and the brightest authors, artists, and musicians. We're also made possible by sales of the Simple Sword, the Fighting Axe, and the Simple Spear. All part of my ongoing series of Western martial arts manuals designed to help you go from having never handled the sword to teach the art to others. The Big Stompy Robots line of books, games, and more. Guys, you can even get STLs designed by yours truly, repaired by the amazing Joe Bachman. You can find those online when NDCD is back hopping and popping too, so that you can put off your own digital big stompy robots. And, of course, we are made possible furthermore, which we will mind for this moment anyway, by Hates and Hellfire. A dark secret has claimed 2 lives and is hunting an innocent child at the edge of the Appalachian Mountains. Only his aunt, a plucky reporter, her cameraman, and a very odd cat stand against the forces of darkness. Good morning, all. Let's get into accountability on this wonderful Friday. You may note I had a delayed start and I was throwing my glasses on. Last night was one of those nights where things go colossally wrong, and I, amongst other things, ended up deleting several hours of work. So I will be reshooting and republishing the Nick Knows Nerf video. My evening plans were somewhat derailed, and I ended up on a grand adventure, the details of which are not fully for public consumption, but as a side effect, I both had the benefit of seeing our dear friend Churro for quite a while we chatted on some things that also needed done, and acquired a vast quantity of hard-boiled eggs. I also briefly got to see Grimm, but schedule crossing and a bit of confusion led to a pew-pew situation. So, my love goes out to both of those finer swells. What it did leave me with, however, are a bizarre series of updates trying to fix some more problems and finding all my Minecraft worlds on my PC zapped before I could start my uh, new show. Now, what does that have to do with Nick Knows Nerf? Somebody deleted the files. We're not going to say who. We're not going to say who went through and effed that up. But that means I'll just do it better. It also means that by the time I got to sleep, which was wee hours, and I set my alarm for wee hours, I apparently drug across in a that ain't enough sleep to function on button and added an hour or two because it made sense. Yeah, one of them. Now, I could be grumpy, and I'm sure my chat is spicy right now, but I'm not going to be grumpy about it. Now, see, it's done. There may have been cat-induced stumbling, which means I'm going to be extra careful with the risks of recovery right now. But we are going to continue on, and we are going to do so one step at a time, my duckies. But I'm wearing my Minecraft shirt in memoriam of all the worlds I have lost in the past and recent history. It is a note issue with the game. It will be straightened out later. It's just a pain. Now, I'm okay with that because it's something we're moving on about. I did go over what I pulled off because what you don't know is after Wednesday's rather short stream of, what was it? 6.5 hour mostly art stream. I was able, and listen to my voice go all over the place. I need something to drink. Now this will have to do. Hydration is good. One moment. I wish it would decide whether it wants to crack and settle or drop and be vindictive. Either or was fine, but going back and forth is going to blow up my speakers worse than I do. It needs the shield. Anyhow, after a 6.5 hour stream, I found out that I could fix several of my older program images to update, adjust, improve, etc. that didn't necessarily scan all that right by learning new functions in Clip Studio, which unfortunately I was already in a nice, comfortable hyperfixation, and I got up, went to the bathroom, and spent another 3 hours, 4 hours, repairing and altering a bunch of things en route to making a whole. I mean, I'm sitting at 20 some odd new proxies for Magic the Gathering. That's pretty cool. I'm pleased with that. I obviously cannot sell those proxies, at least not for that purpose. But they came out well. So I'm very pleased on that front. I'm pleased I got to see Churro. I'm pleased I got to see Grim. I'm pleased I got to have wonderful, wonderful conversations of all manner of depth and variety. And I'm actually kind of looking forward to this weekend. Today's going to be one of those days where when I am done here, I will be whisked away on a whirlwind tour of medical professionals. Nothing unplanned. I'm due for my eye doctor visit, and for my Oh, don't make me say the word. Without having it in front of me, the ophthalmic. Yeah, the hospital eye doctor, not the one you go to at like Menards. At Menards. God, I'd love to get big glasses at Menards. No, at Meyer or Walmart. So I get to do that. Maddie has some doctor appointments, so it's going to be shuffle, 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 play. But until we need to get on the road for that, I am here taking care of you. Now, I do have some stuff I want to discuss before we get into it. Right now, several people I know are feeling financial disorder. And a lot of you are upset. Some of you may watch this. Some of you, I will have to send the link for it. That's fine. But there is something you need to understand, guys. As somebody who's been down on his luck fairly and had to deal with ramifications. One, okay, yes, the big snowy holiday is coming, but eating is more important. Do not try to keep up with the Joneses and appear normal if you're not normal. That's BS. That is chasing, forsaking reality to chase an illusion that is consuming you. Scale back however you need to. The people who love you will understand. And if they are functioning adults and they somehow are offended by lack of or insufficient gift this holiday season when everything's gone the way it's been, they don't deserve your time, effort, or consideration. So that's first off. We're just going to drop that on the floor. Uh, Secondly, and I can't believe I have to say this, independent publishing is a valid way to make passive income. It may not be much, but as somebody who has been there will tell you, everybody laughs at $5 or $10. Sometimes laughs at $5 or $10 a month. That's not money. I will tell you something about the great secret about $5 or $10. Uh, the great secret about $5 or $10 is it's $5 or $10. As Rich is so often quoted to say, $20 is $20. 1 second. Sorry about that. The gist of it is, I do a lot through Amazon KDP, and for my author friends, okay, I'm going to say, hey, most of the people I know have stories on their hard drive somewhere that they never published. They've been too busy, too much this, that, and the other. Well, the world's looking dark. Okay, take that story, polish it up, take it to an editor if you can afford one. If you can't afford an editor, the editor should be provided for you. Seriously, find a good friend, find somebody reliable, have them offer their editing services to you. You know what I'm saying? A lot of colleges have editors. A lot of colleges have uh, uh, proofreading, uh, copy copy editing students who will either happily help or who just would like the practice. Find someone to look over your work and take their suggestions as uh, take them honorably, take them respectfully, and don't feel married to your work. Your goal right now isn't necessarily to make the next great American novel. It's to take something you have and make money from it. Because what you want is uh, multiple streams of income from the same concept. And I know I'm going right into it, but this is, obviously a requested topic, so we're going to get into it a little bit, and we're going back to our roots a bit right now. Try, because if you fail, you're out having possibly a print credit to throw on your resume. If you do well, hey, you may find a little assistance. If you do very well, you may find a new career. Now, there are a lot of guides and a lot of people far more educated in the matters of what to do and where to go. I have a nice little simple to maintain system with the Zon. It is not perfect by any means, but I have I've lived there for a long time, and despite yesterday really not yesterday, Wednesday, yeah, kind of unsettling a lot of people. It went okay because Senator watched the program and got to see Dad do his artwork and stuff, so it's okay. But I don't often have time to do a lot of what I would like to because of what I have to do behind the scenes. You don't get this gray absent, by having a chill, relaxed situation. So there's that. Now, artists, I'm going to hop over to you because most of my friends tend to be talented. They're either musicians, artists, or authors, and many of them are of the three. The artists, when you do a piece, you want to make it high enough resolution that you can resize it quite a bit. Possibly vector art. I am looking to trying to find the right program to convert some of my raster art to vector art. And the thing about vector art is it can be resized basically infinitely, but it doesn't have a lot of the options of rasterized work. So it's something I'm quietly researching as I do a bunch of other things. However, by looking at the resolutions that work best for products, you can tweak your artwork that you're doing, especially if you're doing digital work. Now, if you're doing, traditional work and scanning it, getting access to a high quality scanner is a life changer. But with that, you can always rescan it and then, digitally clean it up if you have to. Sometimes you have to digitally recreate. You do full line work on paper, and then you end up inking it digitally. A lot of people like to do that. A lot of people in the field. But Nick, we're talking about quick income. I don't have, no, you don't. But there are a lot of what are called low content publications you can do through programs like Amazon. And a low content publication is not going to net you much comparatively, proportionately to a higher content work like a book, or a medium content like a workbook, something I'm working on quietly in the background. But what it can do, and what you can do, is get good free templates, get good ideas on how to make notebook pages, custom notebook pages. Maybe you do dot matrix, maybe you do grid, maybe you just do lots and lots of lines, whatever. It's better if you tweak it a bit. But if you are an artist, you can take your art, slap it on a notebook cover, put a few bits of who you are and what you need, etc., on the back of uh, the the notebook, and you can theoretically have low content work that you put out in the world and let it go with your art. The nice thing about a thing like Amazon KDP, especially for things like this, is you can do so and it becomes fire and forget because you could then take that artwork and then do what I do with it. So if I do a piece, I try, depending on what my goal is. If I have a specific goal, I cater to the specific goal. If not, I go between uh, a DPI dots per inch of your goal is to always have it be 300. So if you're going to downsize it, you want to go 600, so it's 300 downsize. You get what I mean? Whatever you have to tweak with it. Set your stuff up to the uh, the resolution you need. So the 780 by 1220 or whatever the goofy numbers are. Most of my notes are gone, but I could bring them up if you're really interested. This is what you look up. So if you want to do a thumbnail is a specific measurement in pixels on and for YouTube. So you set it up to match their requirements. You do the art for the primary job. But then what you could do, real easy. Let's say, let's take a picture I have. I don't know if Dawn is here or not, but if Dawn is here, these are her babies. She writes stories about Buddy and Georgette on Facebook. We love her. She loves squealing about them. But it's an older piece. It's not perfect for what I want to do because of some content for merch that it gets a little tweaky. But let's just say I love this piece, and I do. What I've done it. I did it as gift art, sort of for Dawn and to promote because I had the idea, I love it, etc. Well, now I can take that piece and with a bit of tweaking and resizing, because I used to work at an old style print shop, you can print it out and get yourself a cheap button maker. And now I could have Buddy and Georgette buttons. I can either through my own printing and cutting out or through assorted print services, I can order a Buddy and Georgette postcard. It would not take much for me to tweak an image to be able to use it for multiple purposes. That means I am getting more and more value out of one production than just using it for one thing. It is that mental flexibility I found that being poor helps. So, if you have something, play with it, stretch it, see which directions it can go. Let's see, do you have anything? Okay, here we go. Perfect example. Perfect. This is like the best example I can bring up right now. This is the StompCon logo. When I designed the StompCon logo, I did a couple clever things. I made it black and white to fit the motif I've done with the previous Big Stompy Robots work. I made it very crisp, very clear, very visually, you can see it, you can get it, you can understand what it's about. And as a black ring square format, I can print this out as square buttons. I can print this out as square stickers. It is advertising a product of mine, being StompCon. That in and of itself is advertising another product of mine, the Big Stompy Robots game. Now, I'm not doing this to promote my game. I'm trying to show you guys, because I was asked about it, how to take a little bit of work and maximize its outcome. Because you do this, you fire it, and you forget it. Okay? I'll give you another example. I'm going to give you one more art example because I have it handy. This is the Spice Cabinet. This is the logo I designed for Jessie Trunk, someone I've known since she was a wee tiny thing. And I designed this as a logo for her business. And a few elements of it I made where I could basically tear aspects of it apart to make different, like, letterhead and things. Now she could take that. Now I've made it. I got my money. Life is good. She could take that and then bookmarks, stickers, whatever. If it's something people are really interested in, they could sell it. All right? This type of flexible thinking is what's going to let you have multiple passive income streams. It takes a little setup and just a little bit of monitoring. Now, this will, I can't make you rich because I haven't figured out how to do it. Either my stuff isn't good enough, I haven't found the right market input. But we're not talking rich. We're talking the difference between not having money and having some money. You are investing your creativity into yourself so that you can then invest the energy you put into that into something that will just keep coming back. They're tiny dividends, but it's real. Okay? So what that means is, one, whenever possible, don't, half-butt your projects. Okay? Do them. But understand, just like when you write a scene and you realize it doesn't work in this book, don't delete it, put it over in a file. It may come handy later. Keep these concepts in mind so that you can reach back and go, a whole bunch of the pictures I did for thumbnails are really nice landscapes. Be a shame if with some tweaking, I made them into photo paper postcards or actual postcards. Now, those services, they cost you a little bit. You have to pay for the printing. A service like KDP or Lulu or a few other sites, Ingram Spark springs to mind, you get a cut. You get your royalties. You put it out there and they handle it. And I want you to really consider it, especially for the younger people in the audience. Have I been subtle here, or do I need to drop names? You're an adult. Use your adulting power to make you some money. I know, Dawn. It's shocking, isn't it? Isn't it shocking? Dawn's shocked. But don't give in. Okay? I know a lot of people who are going through massive life changes. They're looking for answers. And they don't believe me. You know what? Let's do this. We're going to play Nick's favorite game because I had some people ask, and I am going to engage fully in it. Give me just a moment to set this up. In fact, I will run an ad so you don't have to wait, and I'll be back in in about a minute. bring something up because I would, like I said, you guys wanted. This was asked. Okay, right now I've made a mighty 1315. I'm not worried. The reason I'm not terribly worried is there's usually a drought right before the big spike of, oh god, there's another update of sales. But if I go here, right, I go to royalties estimator and I just click down to lifetime. This is me showing my situation. There will always be outside forces, but these are my numbers. These are real numbers. These are the real sales numbers for what I have done over many years of work. It is not a lot. None of this is a lot. It is a laughable number. A couple hundred a year. Okay? So one could easily say it's a couple hundred a year. Okay, yep, because we are almost at 10 years of me being published. I'm still researching. I'm still doing things. Like I said, it's not a lot, and this is only my online sales. But this number is a number I would not have had I not done stuff. Want to guess when about I took over Nevermind the Furthermore? I just want to hazard a guess. What period of my life that was? Now, we have been through a lot of economic struggle, economic strife, but there's no reason you can't do better than me. I say that wholeheartedly. I am going to try to beat these numbers. A part of my major goal in 2026 is to raise back up to 2023 numbers if possible. I would love to shoot towards 2023 numbers because I know it's possible. If I can go beyond that, then I'm going to go beyond that. And remembering, of course, this does not factor into. I'm getting so hot in these. Yeah, I know. I'm taking my braces off. I know that's a lot for you guys, but it's a reasonable goal. It gives me, a set of, on my best month, I cracked the $100 line in January of 2024. And I've been on a decline, but there are outside factors. I'm working on it. Things I intend to do. I'm going to be reevaluating my cover art. I'm going to be possibly redoing some of it. Re-editing and formatting different books. There's some sequels coming out. I will be doing a lot of focus on my books that perform the best. This is the business side of what we do. But you can't have a business side if you don't start. Okay? I want you guys to have that opportunity. And the thing that kills I would say this killer of probably 99% of author careers is the author won't get off their butt and do it. Most won't complete something, period. It'll sit. They might start a story. A lot of people are in love with the idea of writing. But they're not in love with doing the work. They're not in love with the fear of judgment. I put it out there. Public notice. That's what I make doing that. Now, I make more right now with my Patreon, because my patrons support both what I do through the Historical Fencing Guild and all these endeavors, because they all just start to make good things happen. They help me help people, so that's cool. They also help me take care of my kid, also cool, and take care of myself. A lot of this is very hobby-looking numbers, and that's fine. For a long time, this was a side hobby, and it still is. My primary job is taking care of my son and helping people. And neither of those aspects pay very well, so I get a little on the side. Now, I run conventions, and so far conventions break even. I'm okay with that. When they do better, I will be ecstatic. When I go to the larger conventions, they usually break even. It's been a little tight. This year we did okay. The math is still mathing because we did a bunch of experimental stock purchases, so we knew it was going to be a little spicy. But the only way you're going to get better is by trying things. And that's why I'm encouraging digital publication. Because I want you guys to be able to try to do something that on a level you can walk away from. And not have to be plunged in doing that. Because during this time, especially before the 2022 mark, I was working 1, 2, 4 jobs. I was doing other things, and this is still clicking in the background. Now, if I can get, Xander's much older than he used to be. He's much more, when he is capable of it, he's much more self-sufficient than he used to be. I mean, my presence still needs to be here, but it's different. It means I can go back to applying time and effort to working on things. The weather is shifting. I could downshift into taking care of this if we can keep the, barrage of insanity from getting to me. But if that can work a little bit for me, and anybody who knows me knows I have a unique set of luck, why not for you? Why not try? Why not put it out there? Okay? And there are a lot more people online who have better advice than me. I will just say, be wary of people who it's very apparent their business model is not using the advice that they are giving to make progress. It's making money off of selling the advice they're using. You get what I'm saying? It's a different mentality. But you cannot improve from a blank page, okay? You have to start drawing. You have to start writing. You have to start creating. Both for your soul, of course, but there's nothing wrong with making a buck or two to help you survive while expressing yourself. I believe that is a necessity. Now, I will say this. Don't use AI. One, AI art currently cannot be copyrighted because you don't own it. So you're wonderfully, and I take joy in watching the AI bros lose their minds over this. Your wonderfully scripted prompt that got you that image can totally be stolen. Your image can be stolen because it's stolen property. That's just how it functions, basically, in this land. And I want you guys to get past that, okay? Now, I've prattled a long time. But this is important stuff. And I'm hoping this helps a very niche audience If you want more of the traditional, Nick is actually talking about ways to do this, things that have worked for him, things that don't. Uh, Other options, let me know. If you want more of my zany antics, let me know there. I live to serve the community. To those of you who are bored, bothered, or otherwise annoyed by this slant of slight maturity on a wonderful Friday, mea culpa. But my hope being that for so many of us creatives, the weekend is the start of our real work week, where we get to do what we love because we don't have to deal with a 9 to 5 corporate overlord breathing down our necks. Um, Getting this information on a Friday is not a bad idea. So what's going to happen is I'm going to hit the big because this has been a the more you know kind of morning. I'm going to run an ad. Let's see.
Hello, I'm Dan Hallfield. I'm the senior editor and publisher of Abelian Webzine, the world's oldest free creative writing e-zine since 1997. Since then, we have helped over 500 amateur writers learn what they needed to turn pro. www.aphelion-webzine.com and read not only what we've got going on right now, but 28 years worth of our archives of stories. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Thank you. Now, we have a lot we're going to go through. I want to kind of bang through the comments a bit because toward the end, I saw some really great stuff from Carl Witzman. Carl says, good morning to everyone. Good morning, Carl. Up 50 degrees here in central Illinois. My mood is better. It is currently 56 degrees here. Oh, up 2. I have a lot of outings I have to do today, and then I have a lot of work that I have to do tomorrow. So it's going to be a necessary bit of work that we're going to do to get things done. But everybody enjoy it while it's here, okay? And hey, Donna, how are you? And hey, sweetie. You see, it's adorable. I have Callie, BB, Miney, touching BB, and charcoal in my office window. Aww. And good morning, Foxy. How are you? I hope you're doing more jewelry and things, Foxy. Hey, Foxy. Charcoal got down from when she saw I had my phone, but she's too late. I have proof that Miney can get along with both girls. Nice. And hi, Foxy. Charcoal has had to supervise me in the washroom. That happens. And Trey and Dawn are awake. I see Munsey action occurring. Well, that's great. Good morning, Dawn. Hello. How are you, my dear? And I do hope you are, getting plenty of squee. I used the image I did for you as an example, so you're just going to have to get a secondary dose, to be fair. Sorry about that, dearie. Morning, speaking of hi, Dawn. If I poof, it's because the TV screen seems to be on its last legs. I am so sorry to hear that, Foxy. Hey, Dawn. Oh, no, Foxy. And how's the knee, Dawn? Does the warmer weather help? It was a hand-me-down TV when I got it, so I have no idea how old it actually is. Well, this is actually a great time of year for television acquisition. Obviously, people are going to do Black Friday, etc. But it also means that immediately after Black Friday sales, which please, unless it's something you need, it's a business investment that will actually help, or it will allow you to do, a very minimum to get things done. Forego most of the Black Friday, guys. Just skip it. Buy food for yourselves, make sure everything's in order, and things to support your small business efforts. But I would count having a TV as a very important thing. That being said, in the case it dies, shortly after Black Friday, a lot of times people buy big screen TVs, which means they get rid of their old ones, either on Facebook Marketplace or they just try to throw them away, and they're totally good, valid TVs. So I would ponder that if I were you. Hand-me-downs are good. Someone sharing their good fortune with others and not just adding it to the junkyard. Yep, I was in a hotel before I got it. I've been on both sides of hand-me-downs. I'm still on both sides of hand-me-downs. I've been on both sides of hand-me-downs for a long time. This is where I live. It hurts, but I'm dealing. Well, dear, you need to take it easy. Be gentle with yourself. Rest. You pushed yourself real hard. You did some damage. Now you do recovery. So in between blinks, I'm looking for a new one. Hugs to Dawn. Hugs to Dawn. Don't forget to like and share, folks. Well, you know what? Since Foxy is in between blinks looking for a new TV, the only way I can currently help her with that is to do, let me see, this.
Hi, I'm Auntie Foxy, and I'm a crafting addict. I make custom jewelry from recycled materials, and Foxy has wares if you have coin. You can find me at ndcd.org/about-auntie-foxy. I hope to see you there.
Alrighty. Also, I will be streaming Historical Fencing Guild definitely tonight. I have a lot to discuss on that front, that chunk, because I've been made aware of some opportunities. And if I have an opportunity, I am going to try to run it your way. And let's see. Hugs for that. Don't forget to like and share, folks. Hi, Nick. I'm waiting for to see signs of life. I am sorry. Technical difficulties. Apparently, was the update for another update. I try to pay it forward when I can. That sounds so much better, MO, to hand-me-downs. See, that's the trick. That is a trick I want to talk about, because charity should be dignified on both sides. Opportunity should be dignified on both sides. We are conditioned to think, yeah, hand-me-downs are bad. Why? Always ask, when something makes you feel bad externally, who profits from you feeling bad? Do you profit from you feeling bad about getting something that you didn't have for free or nothing? Do you? Now, I'm not saying don't work and expect, just taking whatever you want and letting it all go. You're not a billionaire. No, I'm saying, look, that right there, that phrasing actually cheeses me. Like I am genuinely annoyed to borderline upset. Because, as you say, same name, same idea, different names. Hand-me-downs, imply, well, we couldn't afford to get new stuff. No, why should you? This fixation on new is nuts. Mandy got me this blaster. At its peak, the base blaster retailed for, I want to say $40, roughly. It has at least $50 in external custom-made modifications, not counting the price of install. Okay? Hey, it came with batteries. It cost us $9.99 because we got it secondhand at Goodwill. Does this sticker in any does this sticker in any way, shape, or form lessen the value of this to me for its use? No, it does not. Heck, it's probably got $10 worth of batteries in it. Hand me down. Acquired. Dumpster diving. You know why I drive around in a pickup truck whenever possible? Because people take perfectly good things and they throw them away. They're idiots. And I say that because those same kind of people do the same thing with people. That's right. They treat people like objects and they discard them. If it is making your life better, if it is making your life continue, and you were able through luck, through karma, through good fortune to acquire it at low or no cost, that is money that you can take and put towards helping somebody who needs it. That would be the moving it along or whatever. But we got to get over this, because the only people who profit from that level of idiocy are the rich people who require us to be rabid consumers. You can want things. You can have things. I have lots of things. I am something of a maximalist. I'm not a minimalist. I think minimalism is the great deception of the wealthy. I like having fallbacks. I like having alternatives. I like having little things that bring me joy. And I don't care about retail because my investment, when I'm investing, it's in my creations. When I'm investing, it's in my work. What I collect, I have more Magic cards than most game shops. I've been collecting and starting over since Alpha. That's 1999, 98, 97. Yeah, wow, 97. For some of y'all. Okay? That's not older than some people I know than them. That's older than their parents are. And I've been involved in this goofy little cardboard crap game. I do not resell cards. I don't seek to. I have my cards. I play with them. I enjoy my cards. I give them away. They become prohibitively expensive for the new ones, and that's okay. I make bootlegs. I don't sell those either. Although they do make good bookmarks, and as long as you're not using them for magic, they make excellent bookmarks. But those aren't intended for magic. They don't have a back. I do. I sell what I make. I keep what I acquire, or I give it away. Can I pawn it off at a loss? Sure, if I need to. But that's not what I'm doing that for. That's not what I'm aiming for. Now, should I stumble across a card that has a truly monstrous worth? Sure, I can flip it. It's a piece of cardboard. Unless it brings me a significant amount of joy. But don't let the people trying to force their parasitic greed upon you force you to live a lifestyle of shame. Don't even let that thought grace the edge of your mind. No. And I know I'm coming down hard on this, but it's something I hear time and time again. New is nice. New is really cool. And there's a smugness to it. But why? I have a theory. I have a theory that there are certain individuals in this world who can only feel full if others are starving. They can only feel wealthy if others are looking on, poor, and lusting for what they have. Nothing makes them more uncomfortable, I have found, than genuinely not giving a rat's derriere about what they have. And they will be infuriated because you're supposed to want what they have. You're supposed to feel bad that your stuff is used or a balderdash. What you find is these are individuals, they're not trying to buy things, they're trying to buy respect. They're trying to buy fame. They're trying to buy and manifest superiority through acquisition. And not just acquisition, through means of acquisition. I like stuff. I am not a communist. I am not a Buddhist who, forgoes attachment to material things. I have too much stuff. I need to clean up my stuff and sort my stuff. And sometimes it can be a burden. But all that is stuff I decide, not them. All of that is what you decide. Eat Doom Bunny. Okay? My friend Trelena made me Doom Bunny. To a great many people, this is just a small stuff. It would be just a small stuffed animal made out of yarn. Of a teenager's idea of a logo. Born out of a strange desire for love of the gothic and morbid and cute. This is significant. This is somebody took something that I drew that meant a lot to me and made it a real three-dimensional object. I love this thing. It doesn't matter what other people's value to it is. What matters is mine. What matters is yours. Now I'm going to go through these comments because I'm sorry I went off, and I hope no one's offended. I got a lot of spice in the tank this morning. Oh, two people who commented to me, Nick, you use the word spicy a lot for a lot of different things. Just look at how people use the word F word. Use the word F word. Yeah, use the F word. And Nick, you're working extra hard to curtail your swearing. I am. That is because I may be doing some broadcasts in the near future that aren't based for classrooms. And as I've always intended my channel to be at least PG to G, I fail, but I'm going to keep working towards that because I want to be in service. I may actually have to start another channel at some point solely for G-rated objects. I'm not sure yet. I'm trying to figure it out. But let's see. Both sides of hand-me-downs we got going. I'm sorry, I lost my comment. Try pay. Yep. Same idea, different names, but yes, try as well. And that's why I admire you. And I believe I've been on both ends. Oh, absolutely. Like I've have an extra microwave when mothers-in-law died, couldn't afford new ones. I just gave them that one. Nice, exactly. Headphones ready? And that's because y'all get to see me because of Don and Carl. Indeed. I probably would not got myself a mic. They are responsible for the taco and pickle mic. Isn't it funny? Giggles. So Indigo started this new thing of trying to burrow under the mics. Well, that's adorable. Not sure if we want to blame for the pickles. Ouch. Okay, safe for headphones now. Doesn't work well for him because he's so big. It's getting colder, Foxy. He knows it's comfy. Donna saw a good sale on webcams. Got 3 of them. He sure does, Don, but it's very interesting to see him try. Thank you. I hope I've either repaid you or paid it forward in your name sufficiently. You have. Churro is fine? Good. I haven't seen Grim in the humor group yet. Working on that. Grim is on the Discord server. They may make an appearance tonight. TV for $30. That one's going to be on the list. See? Nearly 7. Nice, Don. Let the corruption of that youth commence. Indeed. That's great. Rolls eyes. Indigo looked at me and whined until I tucked him in. Oh, that's adorable. That requires photos. Witsman dude, judging from what Grim said in the chat the other day, I'm thinking corruption began quite. Good morning, folks. Another day of playing on the toll road, currently out by South Bend. Say it big. Okay, Joe. Hi, hey. Go lurk away. Go. Keep your book files up to date. Amazon has been dumping authors lately. No reason. Well, thank you for that bit of information. I do have them. I will make sure that they are doubly backed up, etc. I appreciate that. How's Trey feeling? I hope she's better. Her voice seems better this morning. Good. We were worried. Oh, being sick is no fun. And there are several bad bugs going around. Guess YouTube's been dumping folks too. Think the AI is testing its muscle. Perhaps. And should I disappear, I can walk away knowing I did good service. That's good to hear. May I help her heal more. And some friends are great gradient artists. Right there. Like a pickaxe. Right there, Joe. No, you have a unique and gifted talent for gradients. Stupid AI. Squeal time. My babies. Yay for Trey. 35-inch TV for $30. That is reasonable. Hope it's not smart TV, Foxy. Grr. New ones are overly complicated. Didn't work for Donna, so I'm using it as a monitor. It's not great for that. I am about ready to put it in the donation pile if you live closer. I could deal with smart TVs as long as they aren't too fun. The ripple effect is also real. Preach! You will never know the good you do. Just keep it up. Pup date. Pup date number 1. Inigo's ears are doing better. He's itching at them less. Not nearly as sore looking either. He continues to be good about the drops. Wonderful. Making us a writer at least is exposure. I don't do it enough. Nick is doing it right. These folks who start a show, then drop it, they aren't helping themselves. Nor are the folks who pop in and, hi, I'm here. Have you run my ad? Goodbye. If you're not interacting with communities, if there isn't a reason for people to support you, especially at the lower level, they won't. Very few folks have enough personality to even generate that. Great, Foxy. Great news, Foxy. Some people even shoot themselves in the foot by cutting off people trying to help. Probably ego, or they tick off the reader somehow and lose them. It happens. Cancellation is a problem. It's a real problem. And I've said that when people I disagreed with were being canceled. And I said that when people I agree with are being canceled. I firmly believe in people's right and the necessity to get their stuff out there, whatever it is, but not freedom from responsibility. And a lot of people personally nuke themselves. Helps he gets a treat right after men's. I'm sure it does. So true, Carl. I admit I regret buying specific authors' book, Halcon, but knowing I help publishing companies, why I'm okay with it. You do what you got to do. And what that sounds like is drama. I don't have time. That tracks, Nick. The show is exposure. It really helps. Also is reaching outside your circle. And that's the thing. You build your circle. You don't just reach outside it. I am slowly, consistently reaching out and constantly trying to pull better people in. I'm a bit of a roper. You know what? We're just gonna yeah, I know. Anyway, bit of a roper in that I find people, I pull them in, I go, these are good people, you should meet them. It is much slower than the pursuit of pennies instead of quarters. But when it comes to having $1 worth of friends, I'd rather have 4 quarters than 100 pennies. And that does slow things. And meanwhile, Fox says, oof, collarbone popped when I stretched. That shouldn't be a thing. It is, and it hurts like heck. It's a creative entity, so I should have just been quiet, right? Yep. Oh, I see. There's new drama. Hugs to Foxy. My writing, especially for magazines, has paid for a few vacations. But it was because I dared to do it. And I really believe the vast majority of people I promote will eventually do far better than I do. And I'm comfortable with that. We have all behaved so well today. I hope that means you're saving the naughty for tonight, not the green room. Double squee. 59 degrees. It's 60. It's Munsey time. 46 right now. We are sitting at 58 at the broadcast station in lovely Earl Park. We'll send the sun your way. I have to pick up the bisons today. Ted and I painted and glazed them last week and got a picture of how they have been aphasia killed baked. Nice. There isn't a Munsey near them. Ahem. Foxy has wares if you have coin. Lost my physical Munsey kit. Good morning, Mr. Walker. I do indeed. Hi, Chris. Triple squee. Chris. Some hand-me-down things are worth. I firmly agree. The ship of Theseus. My grandfather's axe. The following is totally irrational, but an abbreviated version of, I believe it's called The Ship of Theseus. My speech impediment is getting hold of me, and it physically hurts, so I'm going to get past it. But my grandfather had an axe. My father used that axe and then replaced the handle, because in its time it was worn out. He gave that axe to me. I used that axe. And in its time, the head cracked. And I had to replace the head. The philosophical question is it my grandfather's axe? All the parts have been replaced. The answer to me is yes, because the spirit of the item still remains. For Chris, I have many things that once belonged to another. You got a great deal. That's something worth feeling great about. Indeed. Right, Chris. A sweat for shirt that doesn't fit an uncle, and the thing is so warm that I can only wear it on the cold time of year. I save it for that time of year. That didn't fit an uncle. Okay. So that makes it Uncle Squared. I have a sweater like that for my brother. My grandmother got it for him, but he kind of hated it, so gave it to me. See, that's a great story. I still have it 20 years later. I have a hat like that. That garment has earned its keep. Rummage sales and thrift shops got me through early adulthood. I have no problem with repurposing. Exactly. And as we age, that's what we're supposed to do with items. There's sentimental value, there's antique value, there's personal value, there's financial value. There's also unique value, as some things just aren't made anymore. Indeed, me either. Hey, Chris, and some Ted's minifigures are worth quite a bit. He falls to earth. He tells me, and I ask if he's going to sell you. I says, nope. Now, like I said, if it went somewhere ridiculous and I needed the money, yeah. But I usually find you never get what it's worth. 8 likes now, only 5 after my like. Well, this was a little different form. This was one of the Talkie Talk shows, so we'll see. The only reason I buy new toys for my nieces and nephews is because I find loud enough secondhand toys. Yes, I am that at Lamau. And when I can be Doom Bunny Butt. Yep. What? A request? Here you go. Doom Bunny Butt. Doom. One of these days, I'm going to sit down and try to do an animation of Doom Bunny just like twerking like it's going out of style. Foxy. One SIL, one sister-in-law just sighed. The other one got off, which made me look for louder toys the next time. Drum sets are beautiful. Charcoal is haunting my office now. Can't have 100 pennies anymore. Has to be 20 nickels. Yes, I wanted to get into that. The last penny was minted yesterday. That terrifies me. That utterly terrifies me because I think that is the start of the unweaving of physical currency, and I am displeased. Because with physical currency, as long as you have it, you can spend it. But if they get rid of all digital, they can flick it off with a switch. People should know better. Oh well. Barter happens. We have pennies. No new ones, though. And now, undogged and being chomped for a bit. After it happens, axe parts are new. The thought of the axe is still there. Exactly. And I'm going to run some ads, wrap up, and I think we're going to call it because I do have a lot to do. I'm sorry today was a little off kilter, but there will be more. I have a lot to talk about in new opportunities. For people looking for gear for the Historical Fencing Guild. So I'm planning to do that stream, and I may have to completely redo my Nick Knows Nerf stream, but I have an update looming on the other screen, so I will have to back out of that soon. Let that loose. God help us all. But I want to run some ads.
It's time to scan, that is the plan, with Carl and Dawn to catch a fawn or unicorn. We're so forlorn, we got a cap, so here's our rep. Munsey, we want to Munsey, because we want some points and funny badges with our modern cell phone gadgets. Munsey, we've got to Munsey. Download that app and help us cap, and you can play it too. Munsey is good exercise, good for your heart and for your thighs. Dawn is such a lovely lass. Come on, Dawn, get off your chair. Munsey, we want to Munsey, because we want some points and funny badges with our modern cell phone gadgets. Munsey, we got to Munsey. Download that app and help us cap, and you can play it too.
Now, guys, I'm running the fun ones because I think we need it. It looks like 4 quarters instead of 100 pennies. Callie, I hope that all of you have an enjoyable weekend. Thank you. Laters. Chair. And I will have to catch up on the tea because that does sound good. I thought it was a pre-existing tea. But we do have one ad that has to run.
Hi, this is Kat. During the school year, I'm Mrs. Rothermel. But otherwise, I'm Rock and Roll Art Goddess, writing about my past and filming the present. I need you to join my Rock and Roll Art army and to check out my merch on Zazzle.com. What started out as journal therapy is now 4 books, I see, and an Instagram account to blow off steam, becoming a book, with another to do the same. A short film for a friend. No, this is not the end. Peace, love, and let me art.
That's right, folks. I want you guys to art. I want you to create. I want you to go out there and kick butt and take names. Get your business cards out. And should the forces that be bestow a piddling $2K on you, invest it in yourself. Stock food, stock, what you need to get through. But don't be afraid to use some of that to invest to make your potential better too. They hate that. Guys, I love you. You should too. Keep writing, keep drawing, keep creating. As long as you do, you can edit it. You can improve it, but you can't edit a blank page. And I know I already told you I love you, and you should too, but I think in this day and age, as the world is dark and the skies are gray, you need to know you're loved. All y'all. Even the ones I'm grumpy with. Pshaw. Toodle.